Hello and welcome. Thanks for choosing Connecticut Voice Out Loud, the state's only TV news magazine celebrating the LGBTQ+ community and our allies. I'm Dawn Ennis, filling in for Pat Laurie. It was almost 525,600 minutes ago that my daughter and I saw a local performance of the legendary Broadway musical Rent, and we were blown away. But the really amazing thing? Everyone on stage, the actors, singers, the director, the set builders, the lighting, and the audio people, all of them were high school students enrolled in the half-day program at the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts. It's a public school where social justice and being queer are commonplace, where love is in the lessons and art is a necessity.
You would be taboo. Kaylee, guess what waits for you? An eternity in the fiery pits of hell.
Take your Anthony suit off, Grandpa.
Picking up Whitman's book.
I'm just saying, the thing about paper is that it generally always works.
Whoa! Are you posting that?
Of course, oddly I am.
Of course, absolutely.
Of course,
absolutely.
Of course, absolutely I am.
Pause.
Okay.
Anthony wants more.
All right, let's pause there.
My name is Vivian Speaks.
I am Hannah Sims.
I'm Andrew Rivera.
So my name is Cecil. I teach in the theater department here at the Academy.
Hey, I'm Wesley Santiago.
He, him.
My pronouns are he, him, and I teach in the visual arts department.
I currently identify loosely as a trans man.
I use she or they pronouns. She, her.
I'm a queer woman in a straight passing relationship.
I am gay, black, Puerto Rican, and I think that's enough.
We are here because every student who wants to go into the arts deserves a stellar, rigorous, pre-professional program, and we are here to meet any student from any background who wants to work at being an artist to come here.
It's super fun here. Well, in terms of diversity, the school is much more racially and gender sexuality-wise diverse than my school. My home school is predominantly white.
It is different from my school. Personally, I go to New Bern High, so I would definitely say this school is more open and more diverse compared to the school that I would go to. It is diverse at my school, but I wouldn't say as open to how this school is open to us.
As far as like sexuality and like identity, like personal gender identification, all that kind of stuff, very much different. Very vibrant. Like a lot of variability between here compared to there.
There's a lot less like acceptance at my home school. Like here we have flags everywhere, and there it's like, well, if you talk about it, we'll bring it up. And the student body here is a lot more accepting.
Creatively and artist-wise, that's where I write as my perspective. I write from a black gay person usually, and if it's about that, you know, typically, that's fun, and I try my best to cover different like points of view of that, I guess, and I also try my best not to only focus on the bad parts, because I feel like a lot of media nowadays like only chooses to focus on the suffering and the darkness of it, which, trust me, as we know, there is a lot of that here, but we also, as people, as young people, and if we're gonna, as a writer, and trying to become that in society in general, to teach younger people that like it's okay to be you, show them the good parts too, because they deserve to know that being gay, being trans, being whatever isn't all doom and gloom. If you're not cis and you're not white and you're not straight, your life is terrible. Well, yes, it can be. Does not necessarily mean that is the only reason. You can live in your existence and you can be happy as well.
The idea of trans people being like silenced or being like our identities erased, it's honestly terrifying to me. Like the only reason it doesn't keep me up at night is because I just turn the mind, little DVT phrase there, turn the mind away from it. But it's always a struggle to deal with that. But this is Connecticut, which is like a pretty blue state, and especially in this school, it makes me feel kind of hopeful that things won't always be this way, that people are getting educated about this kind of stuff at schools like this.
The major I'm in theater design and production. So what we do is we do building for the sets, for the plays that we do. We do technical things, crew, wardrobe for the actors and actresses, for the plays that we put on. So it's just everything is hands-on, go, 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 do what you have to do. But it's really good because you're not only just building, things for sets and doing technical things, you're also building relationships with people that you're working with.
I think that queer people have always found a home in the arts, and that's very true here. And when I came in, I've only been working here for this year. I did some subbing last year. And when I came in and at our very first staff meeting, we're checking on what everybody's pronouns are and what has changed since last year, and just that this conversation is like a basic part of the way, a basic and routine part of the way that we communicate as staff, is how to honor the identity of every student. That felt really good.
Cultures for thousands of years, art was part of their daily life. They didn't just dance for a club, they danced because it was a human, ceremonies and things like that. So we try to teach that art is a necessity. These students really care about the arts. They really are searching, and we want to provide that environment for them to do that search safely, feel safe doing it, and not feel judged, basically. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, when it comes to race and things like that, like the students know that that's something that we're fighting and striving for, to be able to talk about. But I think it's also an education that is missing in a lot of schools. Mm-hmm. I think when a student is next to someone that lives differently, and all of a sudden they find out, oh, there's a different perspective, and they're aware of that. We talk about how the struggles between different people, whether it's the LGBTQI plus community, whether it's the African American community, the struggles are very similar, and the struggles inspired each other. There's a reason why the civil rights movement and the different movements are kind of like, almost like a wave, and they each affected each other. So there's many ways for us to connect with each other, and then there's a lot of links that we can make, and this school allows that.
We feel like as much as we are able, the faculty should reflect the demographics of the students. So everybody has somebody here that looks like them, acts like them, perhaps thinks like them. Within every art form, you will find some form of social justice. Either they're looking at the materials within the class, they're looking at students being involved in decision making, they're looking at being able to step out into the community. It costs nothing. This is a public school. It is funded by state and federal funds, and any student who wants to come here and can get here is able to come tuition cost-free.
Acceptance to the Greater Hartford Academy of the Arts half-day program is done through a lottery. Registration is done through the Regional School Choice Office. Transportation is provided free of charge by CREC, the Capital Region Education Council. Find out more by going online to gahd.crecschools.org.